Yes, I do advise you to calm down, because if you point that finger at my wife again, I will bite it off. And I heard that it's as easy as biting into a carrot. Don't test me, bitch.
Indeed.
Would give it a solid 6 out of 10. 6 being fine. The cutscene brings it more close to a 7 out of 10. The cutscene by itself is like an 8 out of 10. And in honor of the fact that I did like her cutscene, we're gonna do a 10 pull. Navia, Navia, Navia. Wife, wife, wife. We are in front of you right now. It is time. It is time, wife. Are you going to come home on a singular 10 pull? Let's see. No, wife. Wow, no character. Are we ready? This may, in fact, even contain a few tearjerkers. I'm not sure, but it's possible. So everyone hold on to your panties and get ready.
Well, if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
It's her! She's here!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
Just our daily dose of adventuring.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Croissant?
Hello, wife.
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster.
Compensation terms?
Between all of that, I've been
Do you
making a
guys
lot
owe
of
them
trips between the
compensation?
court and Poisson.
Yeah, should you really be the ones offering the compensation?
Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces
She's
of
too
paper now,
nice.
they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You bet.
Very responsible.
Between that
She's the
and all other
breadwinner.
errands I have to run at the court,
We'll
I'm
be
almost
the
forgetting
stay-at-home
one thing or another.
wives.
So before I came over this
We'll make her
time,
dinner.
I took a page from Elusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off. And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
How bad is it gonna be?
Wait,
How bad is
there's
it
something
gonna
here
be?
with a bunch of weird symbols.
Oh god.
Like a piece of kelp wrapped around a stick? And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen. While the
Navia.
second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
I think that your shorthand is a little bit
Okay,
too creative.
I can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you know
I've
what? I
definitely
have
proven
done the
myself
same
wrong.
exact thing. When I was a child, I thought I was being clever. In reality, I was not being
I should've
clever with
already
my
taken care of
shorthand.
most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but
I do
don't think they're anything
distinctively
too super
remember
important.
using
Worst comes to
triangles
worst, I'll
for the
just
word
make another trip.
change. And I'm vaguely certain that's a mathematical thing.
Yep, that's the plan. Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself?
I
You said you
do.
don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
Yes, road trip with the quaife.
Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
Imagine choosing the option where you don't go with her. Even if it is, like, just gonna be a black screen and nothing to it, you have to go with her. You can't just show up later. Yes, wife, let's go.
All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
Exactly. I'll go anywhere with you, wife.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Paimon, how do you know that?
Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
Went by? Does that mean that it wasn't actually her name?
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right.
In
Maddie.
fact, it
It's a
kind
bit
of does,
strange,
like...
though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
It adds less
Yeah, that's
defensibility
what
to
Paimon's
Poisson.
saying. The Aquabus is so convenient.
But that's a little bit
It's really a
dramatic.
shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
It wouldn't have been just his call,
But
that is true.
would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just
You guys weren't on good terms? You were sobbing
not
after
very
him.
agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
Did I miss something
All
there?
right, then let's
I
head
thought she
out.
was, like, really broken up about losing her father. Not that, like, you can't, like, be disagreeing with him and still be broken up, but, like... I'm kind of a little bit thrown off by that, to be honest with you.
It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person?
Really?
I'm sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
Paimon, please!
I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were
Just Paimon things.
While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes, I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, Would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother
I think you should
survived?
allow us to marry a character just thinking
Kind
the
of
way that people would go feral,
etch a memory into the world.
including me.
When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward.
I myself miss
Always.
Malus and Silver,
No
so.
matter what, we can't
Oh,
change the past.
it automatically chose that for me.
I tell myself
I didn't
that
click
I need
it.
to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so many obstacles. Besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
Okay, Navia, be positive. We love that for you.
We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Maybe clean the outside up a little bit and maybe change this this rusty looking boat that's out there. I would
Navia,
love that for you
Do
guys.
you think she's doing alright?
She seems pretty positive, actually. But I mean, I know it has been a little bit since she lost them, but like, still seems pretty upbeat, to be honest. She does seem to be managing, but she has always been able to cope. And I would like to point that out because she's always been good with this kind of thing.
Okay. Paimon supposes you're right. She's really been through a lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
Who are you?
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Thank you.
Hey, fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of
Mhm.
myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some
She's
of
not
Luce's
ready
old
for another
responsibilities to Florent, though. It's
attendant
been
yet.
really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
Yes, you do.
All right.
And
There's
don't
no
get
need to be
getting
so
too close to
formal.
our wife
Everyone's
either.
practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job.
The
But they can't get
statue.
started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him.
But now you
Now that his
can.
name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt.
And I hope it
I thought
includes
this would be the
Malus and
perfect chance
Silver.
to actually realize this
I
dream.
think that they should all be
The funds to
together.
build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callus and everything they did.
I don't know about Navia, because she's still alive, but definitely Malus and Silver.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
Yeah,
I
Navia.
agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol.
No, none of that. We need you
Just
here
kidding.
on Earth
There's
with
no
us.
way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, Now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis.
The poses,
We haven't
huh?
had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey,
Okay.
you, come over here with me.
This is about to be your mother and your father, right? Can we hang off of one another? You know, just for demonstrative purposes.
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
Yes, please. Help yourself.
Didn't you say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner. Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think?
So how about your arm around my waist? How about that one?
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
A happy pose.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Or how about a hug?
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs? That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
But why would you want to be imposing? You can't be imposing. There's no reason for you to, like... Never mind. I'll keep my ferrule hidden.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden
How
age.
old are you?
Isn't Clementine
You're way too old for our girl. Stay far away.
You're that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled up made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Because of that? Dramatic?
Disappear?
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image
Asked,
of her in our
huh?
thoughts. Let's try to come up with something else.
I feel like it's probably more like demanded.
By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the
Yes, let's Titanic together.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate. Look over there, my dear
Disappointing.
Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callis look too tall next to the lady.
So let's do the Titanic pose.
Well, Paimon
Oh, come on.
on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
It looks kind of like we're lost here.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of flavors too.
Yeah, Paimon, you don't have a lot of it to begin with.
We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time.
How sweet of you.
Outfits! Oh,
Much
that's the
thanks,
end I
my
forgot back in
darling.
the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then
Okay,
we'll welcome her with
that's
open arms.
reasonable.
Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
It's okay, we'll help you with your errands,
Send someone to
wife.
pick it up right away.
No, I got
Of the
this.
Statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Yeah, we need our photo shoot with Navia. Too bad about the hand on the waist not coming through, or the Titanic pose not going through.
Navia! Laurent, guess who's back?
Coulter.
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meribee?
You visited Daddy, did you?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
He
It's good
doesn't.
to have you
Does
back,
he know
Coulter.
how many
You
people
look
are
as well as
dead?
ever.
And this guy is?
Ah, let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the Fortress of Meribee some time ago. But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
And we didn't try to prove him
Mr.
innocent and just
Marcel.
let him.
What do you mean? He was involved in some sort
Oh
of
my god,
plot?
he's clueless. He
You not
doesn't
heard
know
anything at all
anything.
about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved?
Not
with all that?
exactly.
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case. A lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin.
Paimon is so
You could call
adorable.
them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before.
Because
You must
she's
be
my
pretty amazing to
wife.
get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her. Wait, now you suddenly resist taking a dig at Paimon?
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me.
No!
And Silver, aren't they always by your side?
About that.
No!
A lot of things happened while you were gone.
Coulter!
As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives. keeping me safe during the flood.
Oh my god,
Did you say?
no.
This isn't some kind
Navia.
of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Melissa's fish. She's never gonna have it
Melissa.
again.
Dead? They're just gone?
Don't cry, guys. Keep it together.
Bruce. I was planning to give him a surprise gift.
No, don't dig at us like that. Stop it.
I can't believe it.
Oh my god, is he crying?
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years. And even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Coulter.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning.
Coulter! It's gonna be okay.
Okay.
Okay, Navia explained everything.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real.
Yeah.
It really happened.
It
Has
is
the
hard to
world gone
believe.
mad?
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution
I mean, that
network.
is good.
We finally
but-
closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romeo?
Romu?
How does that name spelling equal that name? But, you know,
Not a name I've heard before
I don't-
either.
it's just a
Florent
language
should remember
difference.
him.
I guess it's like a French
You see,
name.
there was once a major
French, you
internal
know?
dispute regarding funding the construction of the aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement.
Okay, so
Romeu ended up
Coulter
taking
is
a
very
lot of people with
knowledgeable.
him when he left Spino di Rosula
Alternatively,
altogether.
why,
It
if
was an
Coulter knows
extremely
this,
bad
who was like
terms.
a partner to
And
Malus,
with
did
Papa's
Malus not know
stubbornness, I
this?
can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course,
Yeah, I think it
they were
actually just
suffering
means
the
fish or
slings and
something.
arrows of outrageous injustice. Those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, I mean, boss, you might not know
But-
this, but he wasn't
Boss.
always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice, and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
Huh?
So, they thought she had betrayed them?
But that doesn't make any sense.
That's so
Before she was the
stupid.
mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough.
Disrespectful.
They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low.
How do you know that, though?
But as long as they exist,
You just
they'll
got back
continue
from
to be a threat.
Maripede.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeu's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are...
Give a moment right now. How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case...
If
why
possible,
don't
we can
go back
definitely
to the
adjust the
court?
plan for you.
I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
Let's see. I do want to see the future star of the Spina. Let's see.
We really are the best.
Yes, I
partners.
am EST.
Come on, let's go.
I'm still in the dark about what happened to Aki GG.
Well, we've walked far enough for now.
I don't really know anything either, to be honest.
We're out for a walk. We shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
From Proxy? Ooh, okay.
I've grown
That makes
old,
sense.
so I'm not
The
as
good old
fit as
days.
before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Hey, staying up in shape. We love to see that. Uncle Iroh style.
Back in the days before the Aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the Aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse. Oh, I know. I was
Yeah,
just being a little
nostalgia
nostalgic.
makes you
Then let's stay here a
feel
bit longer.
things.
Anyone want snacks?
Wife, what did you bring us?
Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
I've been dreaming them. I've been dreaming of them as well.
I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients.
Oh,
Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay, the stove's looking good. And
She just
as for
carries
the
a stove with her
ingredients,
everywhere.
seems like we're
We
all
love
out
that.
of flour and sugar, the two most important ingredients of all. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so she should have some stuff on hand.
I do. I have the sugar and I have the
Then I'll leave
flour.
the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and chairs.
Thank you.
Then I'll prep the stove.
Group mission for the macarons.
Ah, did it go?
As you can see, I have plenty of wheat and sweet flowers. And you only asked for one of each?
You've all done your
Nadia,
part.
how
Just
conservative
leave the
of
rest to
you.
me.
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent!
Let's see them.
Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's baking skills have
Ah,
always been
Look
famous.
at them.
Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
I want to eat them.
It's just a
Give
hobby.
me.
There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so... Was it that obvious? I just thought you would be a great fit, that's all.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion.
Take care,
It's actually
Annie.
been quite a while since we last spent time together.
I wish you the
Adventurers
best of
never
luck
stay in
tomorrow.
one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after
You're right.
everything we've been
Sorry,
through together,
Spina, but
sure
I'm a
our hearts
wild
remain
child.
bound even if we found ourselves on
I
opposite
belong
sides
to
of the
no
world.
organization.
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the
Of
delicious
course,
taste of
Paimon. Me as well.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got
He's
no
so
wine with us,
sweet.
but let's still toast with water in celebration of this
What?
moment.
No wine? Don't let Venti hear it. Huh? Actually, huh? Let's hope it was a small critter.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast.
Cheers with water.
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina continue to grow. And may our friendship last until the end of time.
Yes. But I just got friend zoned, so
All
I'm
set.
not too happy.
Let's move out then.
Oh, we're here to pick up the uniform, right?
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are.
How do you know that?
Don't
You've
forget,
been in
she's the boss
jail.
now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
I'm gonna say it. This is boring. It's exactly like...
Remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She
Ugh.
hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me.
I know I
Heard her
suck, but
father's
I'm just
name.
not
She
interested in
became
the
a
Spina
lot
de
more cheerful about
Rosula.
going. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa.
Yeah, if
So
it wasn't for the
as a
fact that
result,
Navia was
she
here,
found all
our
the rest of the
wife,
Spina super scary
I would have
as well.
taken off.
But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
In order to enjoy this game, you have to put, like, at least $500. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She
And
said
your
that she wanted to
self-closure as
become
well.
someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
Yeah, she's gotta wait another few
But for now,
years.
let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive.
Who
She can
are
commit to us
you,
once she's older
you
and
sassy
can really make that
bitch?
decision for herself.
We gotta follow her.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Why is he running?
We knew you were going to be difficult.
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson.
Yes, so let's beat their asses.
There's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out.
What is this? Oh, Navia Showcase!
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Yes, talk, or I start breaking fingers.
You have easy if you keep silent.
Recognize your situation and don't entertain any fantasies of escape if you try. I am well apt at breaking phalanges.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken.
Wife.
Stop playing tough
I
and
like that
start
tone you
talking.
just took.
There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Wow.
Wait,
It took you that long to
you're
admit
not
that?
Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? Well, if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Yes, I do advise you to calm down, because if you point that finger at my wife again, I will bite it off. And I heard that it's as easy as biting into a carrot. Don't test me, bitch.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
Yeah, they fucking better respect our wife.
Huh? You're pretty sharp, but so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that.
Keep that attitude up. Whoo! Keep it up. Keep it up.
Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time.
Tell him, Navia.
All right.
Oh, I like the way she said that.
Come on,
Understood.
let's go.
Understood.
Are you sure it's okay to just let
Yes,
them go
Navia, I
now?
understand.
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeu's folks, though. if he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Oh, we can give another warning. In fact, I think we could cut some fingers off and send it over to him.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore.
Listen, these are gang members. These are gangs. The Spina di Rosula is definitely like a gang. So like, it's not totally out of place for me to want to send people fingers, right? I'm just gonna get in touch with my Irish blood.
Security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonda again? Even the pillows there smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does
I
sound
do
pretty
like
cool.
sea shanties.
Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
Paimon, you're so easily won over.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money.
I agree as well. It is far more fitting.
With the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant?
I don't really trust him. I'm sorry. I know that we should trust him. Like, he seems like he's gonna be like a good guy. And we need someone to replace Melissa Silver as her like entourage.
Did I just hear someone taking a
But
drink?
no, not him.
I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Oh, Paimon, sorry. Please,
Navia, please, I'm sorry.
if you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
Okay, I sat.
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest.
She's flirty.
I've got some rods and lures ready.
Fishing. Fishing with the wife.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
I don't care. The invitation came from you and I am feral for you. You are my wife.
I knew it. You really are my best partner.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go to the fishing spot.
Fishing time with the wife.
Using a fully automatic rod.
That's a good point, actually.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
That's how I got you, Paimon.
That's one way to enjoy.
Didn't I already catch the best
What do you
fish?
think, traveler?
I mean, it is more efficient to be automated. Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit, but that's okay.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Some people in chat might
Might
agree.
just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
Your mother. I think she died before you had anything to be grateful to her about, but okay.
My father always had a lot of
Sorry, that was
unrealistic
rude of me.
expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to
Mother-in-law.
become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say.
She's dead, so she
My
can't be
mother
our
never
in-law.
had
She
those
never got
kinds
to
of
be that.
expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me.
That sounds like a pretty good
Can
childhood.
you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Maloose and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Seems like he was
I would have never
like
guessed.
a little bit too much
Yeah.
for a young
Looking back on it
Navia.
now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was.
Your dad does not seem
When I was
ideal
young,
in that
I
scenario.
often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once,
Oh,
saw
now
Maloose come
Maloose
back
and
wounded.
Silver aren't here
He
anymore.
wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about doing the right thing to the best of your abilities. Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
Poor Navia.
Sorry. I shouldn't
It's
have
okay. You don't have to be sorry,
I wasn't
Navia.
planning to talk about sad things tonight. Basically,
Poor thing.
I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
How so?
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you
Oh
have
shit,
something
a
on the line.
fish! Is it a Paimon?
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods
So
together.
let's manually catch this bitch.
Can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch
Yes!
it.
Let's catch it.
You want Paimon to help too?
Yes, Paimon. Don't be useless. Come on. After some time, you finally manage to reel in the prized catch together. For the rest of the night, your rod continues to rack up catch after catch, while for some reason, Navia can't seem to hook a singular fish. Navia is quite upset about her bad luck, but it's only when you begin to head back that Paimon discovers the real reason of the mystery for why she didn't get a single bite.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Navia! Come on!
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Yeah, she's just learning.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
It's okay. She'll learn. We'll do better next time.
About the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
Oh, Paimon.
All right.
Take a nap,
Go to
Paimon.
bed. I had a
I'll
great
hold you like a little baby.
See you tomorrow. So, how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar.
Paimon, no! No, Paimon, no! I'm glad that our wife looks so unimpressed, because I know that I am.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
Coulter, this is more reason to not trust you.
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too. From the court, too.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh,
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind.
you can
Besides
call
the
her
gift,
boss.
I've
It's
also got another
cute.
surprise. Guess who's here?
It's been a while!
Hello, little one.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all
It
of
might have
Fontaine.
had something
You're
to do with
truly just
Navia's
like the great heroes
boots.
of legend.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too!
She
This
is.
thing. Can I look?
Of course. Go ahead.
It's so cute.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So, I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Oh, so that's it!
And now, stay out of trouble in the meantime.
I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can!
That was cute.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish. and
Are you
took it
sure?
seriously.
Because that means that you're
Thanks to the
grateful that
protection of Spina,
your daughter is going to
even
become
though
a
her
gang
father's
member
no
later.
longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report.
Florent.
Romeo and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
What the fuck? No, Poisson is just
What do
rebuilding.
they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as
What
soon
the
as we
fuck?
received your letter yesterday. But Romeo
You
and his folks must
bitch ass
have gotten ahead as
motherfuckers.
well,
I knew we
because
should have
they
taken
abandoned their
fingers.
posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Could they have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the
Good
situation.
night.
Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their explosives?
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
What the fuck? That's her mother's
Certainly
line.
sounds like it.
No.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention.
Take care,
They
Throne.
mean
We'll see you
to
tomorrow.
blow up the Aquabus line. All that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
Exactly. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? We have children.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by.
We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople. And get
They're
them as
gonna have
far away from the entrance as
PTSD,
possible.
not a fucking
That should save them
again.
from the worst of it.
Oh my
Let's get everyone
god.
onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you?
Yes, I will protect your mother's
If explosives
legacy.
do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Yes, revenge, fingers.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe too.
Paimon looks pissed. So does Navia.
Let's go,
Of course,
you two.
she
We've got
should,
to act
but
fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
I fucking knew it. I knew you weren't to be trusted.
Watch out, boss!
Did she know? Did she read it? Let's go, Navia.
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the
Back to
annoying little
Maripede
hindrances
with
had
you.
left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeo too? Oh. I get it now. You knew
Oh my
about their
god, she
plans
sounds
all
so
along.
sad.
You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate
Wow.
you. Only you.
It's that
Navia.
personal?
You better stick close to me.
What the fuck?
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo lost his
Why?
patience.
She
I
was
didn't
still
have
a
to be here for
child
you,
when you
know.
went to
I swore
Maripede.
that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little.
Because they were taking
And it
care
was
of a
all
young
because of
Navia?
You, Navia.
That's so
Clementine died
stupid.
because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you.
No!
So
Shut
many
the
more
fuck up!
dead.
I
Everyone
will
dead,
take
all
your
because of
fingers!
you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking. The years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he
What
died.
fucking
And
glory
it was because
seeker.
of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
Oh my god. Let's kill this guy.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You
None of it is her
single-handedly
fault.
destroyed everything that
What
was
the
beautiful.
fuck?
Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss. He's just spouting nonsense.
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered
You disgust
that
me.
maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never
Ugh.
done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing?
You dumb
Have you ever
bitch.
considered that? Maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the
Ugh.
before you came.
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness...
Yes, Navia, it is. Don't let one asshole fuck with you.
I, for one, really like Miss Navia.
Yes,
I
Adele.
love her too. I don't know how to explain it.
Innocent
but I
children,
like her,
they're the
and
most
that's
honest people.
I'm sure Mr.
Exactly
Maloof would
what
be
Miss
extremely
Navia needs right
disappointed in
now.
you right now. You've somehow managed to
Support
pin the
my
blame for
wife.
every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
We could just kill
Maybe
him.
you think you're being the realist.
Hey, you
by
ain't
painting the
shit,
history of
bitch.
Espina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love.
Yes.
Espina di Rosula.
Let's fuck him up. Let's fuck him up with our umbrella gun.
Florent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
I got this.
Boss, I'm
Focus on your people.
Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
You're gonna be okay, Navia. You're gonna be okay. Wife needs hug. Wife needs hug. Please help, wife.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars. These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How come Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff?
Key.
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let me turn this guy
Oh, Paimon. Yo, Paimon. You're so strong.
a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
Oh, I ate a whole Paimon for breakfast. I love that. Paimon.
Oh, you found it! That's amazing!
I found a Paimon.
That should do it, right?
Hopefully.
Navia and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right.
Good call on our part. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Geo powers. Okay, okay. Last time I checked, I was not in Geo mode, but okay. I was in water gun mode.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Yes, Navia.
Navia, you can't block them all.
Block. I'm doing this the Spina way.
Fucking umbrella gun. Let's go. Fucking kill it, wife. Yes. Yes. Let's go, wife. Impressive. She's adorable. I love her. Don't do that, wife, please.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
No, just take them
I have
away.
nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to.
Agreed.
Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
That's great. Get the fuck out of here, Tubby.
And you were so cool.
Yeah,
You were so cool.
luckily we were just in time.
Are you feeling okay? You do look pale.
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Yes. Please talk to us, wife. I will comfort you. I will give you hugs.
We managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeo really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Ah, got it. That's good at least.
Coulter!
I can understand how you feel.
Navia sounds so sad.
The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them
Navia.
appear even more precious. I am not callous, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend
You're right,
more
it
of what the Spina
is.
earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control.
Stop acting like you're reasonable now. I want your
Henceforth,
fingers.
You are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you,
No,
Navia.
I disagree. No, because you were insane and no, 2 seconds ago. No, wife,
As I
no.
thought.
I'm putting my foot down.
Boss
I'm putting my
really
foot
is a
down.
kind and gentle person.
No.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again.
She
Seeing it still
needs
standing there,
a hug.
tall and proud.
Expeditiously.
It makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
It's okay. I'm here if you need to talk. I'll get you back to Poisson. We can lay in your bed, we can talk about things, and eat some macarons.
Thank you so much. Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left.
Yes, I can!
Traveler,
Ah!
I want to ask you something.
This is what the poses should have been.
Tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Yes, I do, in all things. In fact, marry me.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
That was good.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
But that's because I've never heard you doubt yourself like that before.
I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I
Doubt does
was.
not make you weak.
Coulter mentioned
It's
my parents.
it's if you're unable to move past
as well
that,
as Malus and Silver.
that would create an issue.
It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life.
You're
Do you
very
think
strong, Navia. You've lost
they
a
ever
lot.
regretted the choices they made?
Absolutely
Has
not.
my existence
Specifically
made
not
this
Malus
world
and
a better
Silver.
place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Correct. In sickness and in health.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well.
Are you an
There's
enemy as well?
Something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me.
Okay, I think this is going to
prepared.
be a very nice surprise.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Okay, I think it's going to be all the townspeople together to praise her, or maybe it's a statue. She deserves the praise, and she does also deserve the statue. I think it will end up being like a feast or something.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
Oh, it's a
This
statue
was
then?
supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before, so I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Okay.
Do I really look that bad?
Oh.
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
No, Navia, you still look as delicious as always. Uh-huh. I love that. It's actually perfect, right?
This is Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow. This is the statue you
Good.
mentioned before?
It is indeed.
They
To be honest,
deserve
we decided
it.
on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have
How
statues of Mr.
cute.
Callis and Mrs. Clementine?
Even
They
though
are
Boss
gonna
is
include
still
her.
young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
Correct. She sounds like she's about to die. Corelli or whatever her name is. The mom.
Wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
It is.
Thank you so much, everyone.
It's okay to cry,
Breathe
Navia.
And just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest
She
dreams.
takes after her mother a lot. That was adorable. Oh, let's talk to Navia. There's a cat. Let's talk to Navia.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you.
You don't
Looking
have
back
to.
on it,
Take your
I'm
time.
honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier. I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos.
I wish I had a family
received
photo with my
portraits
missing
of my own,
twin.
especially not like this.
So I
It
understand.
seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all.
What? We still had more to talk about,
Seems like
Navia.
I
You don't
started
think
to
you can
question
escape me
myself
that
a bit
easily,
too,
can
but
you?
Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by. I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted me to live a happy life, that's actually a tall order as well. In practice, it's just as hard to achieve.
Quite
my father's
true,
expectations
actually.
For me. Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
Okay. And then the final
Seems
question.
like looking back on
Talk
it,
to me, wife.
I'm honestly
About why
embarrassed
you
by how
asked
I
me
acted
if
earlier.
we truly see ourselves as partners.
Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me. Forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait. But it'd also be bad if you were to forget it. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
Do I really see you as a partner? Navia, do I really see you as a partner, Navia? That's how you have to tease her. Alright, that's the end of the story. It was okay. It was not the best that we've had, but it was good. It was good. There's no denying it was good. Like, compared to some other ones, like, for example, you know, my least favorite, like Yoimiya, or like the boring ones that like just nothing really happens, or like the ones that are just about cute things. I don't really like those ones, but this one was pretty good. It wasn't perfect, or like it wasn't a Risley or a Nouvellette story, or like the Farina one, but it was still pretty good. So I'm satisfied with that.